Congrats on everyone for being here tonight. You're really witnessing history. Brian will eat carbohydrates on a weeknight and will also listen to me speak without compulsively checking his phone. Zoe is about to go 48 hours without a soul cycle class from her beloved instructor Danny, of whom she has a questionable obsession with. I can't tell which one of them more urgently needs a restraining order against the other. But it was another Friday night, 15 years ago, when I first witnessed my Zarrow history. It was freshman year at the Union College Hillel. When I noticed this guy in front of me davening with great fervor. He was sipping Manischewitz. So I said hello. I had no idea that for the next 4 years we would be an unstoppable rabbi and cantor combination among a bright pink and pastel wearing sea of absolute Goya. So Shabbat Shalom to all of you. I'm Brian and Zoe's friend Ethan. You did it! I'm honored to be here celebrating this incredible couple and the joining of two very special families. The Hirsches, I'm looking forward to getting to know you and celebrating with you. And the Zarrows, as we know, are a tight-knit, caring, warm family that I think everyone at some point has wished they were a part of. Which is why 5 years ago, when we discovered that my girlfriend, Rebecca Weed, was a distant cousin of the Zarrows and the Soifer family, I immediately got down on one knee. I proposed immediately. Because I knew it was my ticket in. I have endearingly called him Cousin Zarrow ever since. My sisters and parents even began referring to him as Cousin Zarrow. Though apparently, Brian's brother, Scotty the Body, would stop at nothing to take out one of my sisters on a date. Not even incest could stop him. Tomorrow, Zoe, you're going to become Cousin Zoe. Hold on.
Thank you!
Have a drink.
Don't worry, Dad, you're up tomorrow night. Go good. Yes, Dylan! Woo!
Step back and
Thank you very much. By the way. Thank you. What did I do? That hurt. Tomorrow night, Zoe will become Cousin Zoe. I am seriously so fortunate to have both of you as friends in my life and friends to Rebecca. For a long time now, it's been very important for me to see my wife and Brian have a truly special bond. And as I've gotten to know Zoe over the last couple of years, I can honestly reciprocate in saying that tomorrow is the wedding of not one, but of two of my close friends. Zoe is a total catch. Zoe is a total catch. In football, this is what you call out-kicking your coverage. Right? Brian gets that. You know she's out of your league, right? I mean, she's way out of your league. It's the same kind of thing every Sunday for whoever's playing the Jets. Just gotta add your name a little bit. Zoe, you're sharp-witted, you're beautiful, you're a talented artist, you're enthusiastic, you've been a source of positive energy for me, and you are absolutely hysterical to be around. And you are going to be spending the rest of your life with a truly generous, kind-hearted, level-headed guy. Brian has been there for me in my life when I have needed him the most. Because he's dependable, and he's loyal, And those are attributes that will make him a terrific husband. Together, your personalities and characters are perfect complements to one another, and that compatibility is a great asset. Of course, there's going to be some concessions. For example, I don't know how Zoe is going to adapt to being the First Lady of the United States of America. Brian really knows how to work a campaign trail. You've seen him waltzing through Grand Central, right? Shaking hands, kissing babies. Oh, hi, Mrs. Goldstein, how are you? Can I count on your support in the November primary? Good politician can bullshit the best of them. You also have to put up with Brian's robust social calendar, which just as a baseline includes the third Thursday of the month, Cousins Committee dinner, the fourth Monday of the month, Brothers Breakfast, the Broski dinner planning roundtable, the second Sunday of the month, Westchester Whitefish Salad Bonanza, and on and on. Zoe, you getting the entire month of October dedicated to your birthday is actually letting him off pretty easy.
Thank you!
Brian and I are actually opposites in many ways. He's a bigger guy from a big family that's dominated by men. I'm a smaller guy from a small family that's dominated by women. Brian is typically more steady and even-tempered, while I have a wider range of moods and emotions. Brian loves his football team with all of his heart, but pretends he doesn't care. Whereas I despise my football team with every fiber of my being, yet there's nothing I care more about. When it comes to fashion, Brian is obsessed with the latest styles. He loves his clothes, he loves his accessories, he loves getting the newest hairstyle. He secretly thinks he's a model. On the contrast, I despise fashion. And I feel most comfortable looking like a complete schlep. Finally, I think it's normal, when I see my aunt, to say hello, give her a hug, and a pat on the cheek. With Brian, go straight in for a big kiss of love. I was first exposed to this behavior during my holidays in college, when the Zaros were kind enough to host me for the weekend. And in observing my surroundings, my first thought was, what a welcoming, vibrant family. That is so fun to be around. That was my first thought. My second thought was, I think there's enough babka at this break fest to permanently end hunger in West Africa. How much food do you have to force? Speaking of the bakery, you know who else is really celebrating this weekend? All the Zaros Bakery employees. They know they're probably going to make it to Monday without getting fired. It's a huge accomplishment. It's a huge accomplishment. And now, just a quick story. As Dave mentioned, I want to dismiss the long-time myths about the origin of the black and white cookie. Maybe you've heard it was, originated this old man crawling through the streets of Poland with his last nickel. He could only afford one cookie to feed his 2 children during World War II. Or maybe you've heard about the wealthy banker who couldn't quite make up his mind about what he wanted. So he demanded that the manager make him a custom cookie with both flavors on it, and he insisted he would only pay for one. But in recent years, I've come to understand the real interpretation and meaning of this cookie. As Dave said, it is Brian and Zoe. Brian and Zoe are the black and white cookie. Brian is the dark-haired chocolate. You bite into it, it's a very familiar taste. It's very smooth. It's very comforting. It's quite simply the classic flavor. Bite into that side, Right. On the other hand, you have the Zoe blonde-haired vanilla! Just the brightness of it alone kind of opens up your eyes. You take a little taste, and at first, it's a little tangy. But the more and more you eat it, the more and more you grow to love it, and it gradually becomes the flavor you enjoy the most. You put it together, it's a perfect combination. And with that, I would say to raise a glass and toast, but I'm certain that by now Brian's glass is empty.
He's sick.
You guys are undoubtedly two of the most valuable and important people that I have in my life, and I know that you are to many, many others as well. I can't wait for tomorrow. I can't wait to see what comes next with the special couple in years to come. I love you both.